welcome to The Narrowing Path, Walking the Spiritual Walk. My name is Stephen Van Einstein. Thank you for coming back and joining me for the February 11th reading of James Allen's Daily Meditations. I'm looking forward to this one. The last two have been really, and it's February 12th, by the way. It is the 12th. But the last two, the 10th and the 11th, were very much about doing the actual work that living a spiritual life requires. It's about questioning your motives and the growth and trying to meditate on and see the truth of what's actually happening, not your biased opinion, not your personally held perspective, but the honest truths. So I've been looking forward to it. So this will be fresh to you, fresh to me, of course. So you'll get my honest reactions, responses, observations, and what I relate to about the reading. And I'm looking forward to seeing what 12 follows up with. So here we go. February 12th of James Allen's Daily Meditations. A beginning is a cause, and as such it must be followed by an effect. The nature of an initial impulse will always determine the body of its results. A beginning also presupposes an ending, a consummation, an achievement, or goal. A gate leads to a path, and the path leads to some particular destination. So a beginning leads to results, and results lead to completion. There are right beginnings and wrong beginnings, which are followed by effects of a like nature. You can, by careful thought, avoid wrong beginnings and make right beginnings, and so escape evil results and enjoy good results. In aiming at the life of blessedness, one of the simplest beginnings to be considered and rightly made is that which we all make every day, namely, the beginning of each day's life. The effect will always be of the same nature as the cause. So, this is a concept that it took me a while to understand this. It took me a while to really grasp the concept of check your motives. Right. What's the road to hell is paved with good intentions? That one's coming to mind right now too. I think one of my biggest character defects, one of the biggest spots I was blind to in my life was just how self-centered I was. And when I would function or when I would act, it would be with selfish or self-centered motives or intent or ego-driven, because I thought I knew what was best for somebody, because I thought my opinion was more important, because I had a selfish result I was trying to achieve. So those are the wrong beginnings that were talked about here. Those were the wrong and the results I always got, the wrong results, because it was always a selfish motive and it ended in self-destruction. So because I ended up hurting people, ended up pushing people away, I ended up screwing myself over, to put it bluntly. And I didn't understand why, because I really thought like I was doing the right things. It turns out, no, far from it. I was an egotistical maniac. And in some places they say egotistical maniac with an inferiority complex. That was me. That was a beautiful description of me, actually. I was so insecure, but so overwhelmingly confident in my opinion. It was a mess. It was quite a conundrum to look at and observe. And so I like this. I like the way it begins. A beginning is a cause, and as such, it must be followed by an effect, right? Everything you do has a ripple. Everything you do has an end. To start means to end. It seems like a simple concept, but when you start to realize this and understand this, you realize everything you do has an impact on everything that happens. Everything you eat has an impact on your health, right? Every hour you sleep has an impact on your health. Every word you say and any tone you use has an impact on the people around you and who you're addressing. Everything matters. That's the part that screwed my mind up a little bit, is when I realized everything matters. Seems overwhelming in the beginning, I know. But it gets easier. As you start addressing these things, as you start walking through and doing the spiritual work that this lifestyle requires and this living requires, that concept of everything matters doesn't seem overwhelming. It seems comforting almost. Because when you want to do something wrong, you can just be reminded everything matters. And you do the right thing. Because you know everything matters. It goes on. The nature of an initial impulse will always be determined by the body of its results. If you want to look at someone's motivations, look at where it got them. Look at what happened with it. Look at what they're doing. Actions and the results of those actions will speak much louder than what somebody says their intentions are. Some people don't even know they're lying. A beginning also presupposes an ending, a consummation, achievement, or a goal. A gate leads to a path, and a path leads to some particular destination. So a beginning leads to results, and results lead to a completion. So everything that you do has a start and an end. And throughout that, you'll get the results. You'll get the rewards of whatever the beginning started as, right? So if it was made under false pretenses, if it was made under selfish intent or self-centered intent, if it was made under ego, then you'll get the corresponding results, which is usually destructive to oneself. And it will always happen that way. It will always happen that way, which is a hard thing to swallow sometimes, hard thing to stomach. He goes on to say, there are right beginnings and wrong beginnings, which are followed by effects of a like nature. You can, by careful thought, avoid wrong beginnings and make right beginnings, and so escape evil results and enjoy good results. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Just a restatement of what I was saying earlier, that you will get results accordance with your motivations for the beginning. However you start something, that's the results you will get. Negative results, they're usually not by accident. And that was a hard thing for me to stomach and swallow and actually comprehend and believe, because that would mean I'd had to take accountability for my entire life, exactly where it was in that entire moment. And I would also have to take accountability for every single person that I'd hurt along the way, including myself. For every circumstance I was in, I had to go back and take a look at that. Who did it? Me. It put the power on my shoulders. It put the responsibility and accountability on my own shoulders, which was uncomfortable. Because I liked being a victim to the world, and a victim of my own emotions, and a victim of circumstances that I put myself in. But the power that resides in that perspective and that understanding is quite impactful. And it also gives you the understanding that you can start changing the results you're getting immediately if you can start things with good beginnings, righteous beginnings maybe. When you can sit there and do things and take actions for genuine and authentic and non-selfish and non-self-centered reasons to be of service to people. It changes everything. You can start changing your life today. And through doing the work we've talked about on this podcast, and especially the last 2 days, and dismantling those selfish motives and acts, and understanding where you come from, and then being able to take different steps really does allow you to start changing your life in a very immediate way. And it goes, in aiming at a life of blessedness, one of the simplest beginnings to be considered and rightly made is that which we all make every day, namely the beginning of each day's life. So what do you do in your mornings? This is a stress on a morning routine. This is a stress on how do you begin your day, right? Because the rest of your day, all the way through till when you put your head back down on the pillow, will be affected by how you begin your day, what you start your day with. It all makes a difference. It all has an impact. I stress a morning routine to many people. Meditation, quiet time, healthy food, good food, exercise, beginning days in a healthy way will set the pace for the rest. It makes a difference. These are the things that make differences and can change your life. There's a book out there called Make Your Bed, I think. And I didn't understand just doing something so simple and achieving, checking a box in the morning of accomplishment can really start somebody on the right direction. And every day you get a little bit of success because you're working towards your goals, So getting up and starting them correctly helps you work towards these things. Take steps in the direction of life you want to go. And he sums the whole reading up with this last line: the effect will always be the same nature as the cause. And that's just been true. Painfully true for a guy like me. If it's selfish in the beginning, I'll be selfish at the end. People will be hurt, including me. So, man, another one that's just a great reminder for me to continue to check my motives, check my reasonings for doing things and taking certain actions. So I hope this helps give everyone some insight, or give maybe a reminder, give someone the initiative or the drive to start checking their own, because it really can make a difference. So thank everyone for tuning in. I appreciate it, and thanks for listening to February 12th with me. I'll be back for February 13th, and we will go from there. So until next time, thanks.